Poetry. It can be mysterious, moving, and even magical. But to truly understand it, we need to dig beneath the surface. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to analyze poetry so you can unlock its meaning and appreciate the layers within each verse. Don't worry, it's more fun than it sounds, and by the end, you'll feel like a poetry pro. The first step is always to read the poem aloud. Why? Because poetry is as much about sound as it is about meaning. The rhythm, the pauses, the way words roll off your tongue. All these aspects bring the poem to life. Imagine you're reading a poem called The Laughing Wind. By reading it aloud, you'll hear the laughter in the words, and you'll feel the poem in a whole new way. Next, let's talk about the theme. Every poem is trying to communicate an idea, a message the poet wants you to understand. Ask yourself, what is this poem really about? Is it speaking about love, loss, nature, or maybe a personal struggle? For example, a poem called Autumn Leaves might be about more than just leaves. It could be about change, aging, or even letting go of the past. Themes are everywhere, and the trick is to think beyond the literal. Now, let's dive into poetic devices, those clever tools poets use to create deeper meaning. Look for metaphors, like comparing love to a rose, or similes that make a comparison using like or as. Notice the imagery. Do the words paint a vivid picture in your mind? Maybe there's alliteration, where the same sound repeats at the start of several words, like whispering winds. These devices add richness to the poem, so be on the lookout for how they make the poem more expressive. Another key to analysis is understanding tone and mood. Tone is the poet's attitude. Are they joyful, sarcastic, or reflective? Mood, on the other hand, is how the poem makes you feel. Imagine reading a line like, "The dark clouds gathered silently." It sets a somber mood, right? Try to think about how the choice of words impacts both the tone and how it makes you feel as a reader. Let's talk about structure. Poems can be as free as a flowing river or as formal as a sonnet. Take a look at how the poem is organized. Are there stanzas? Does it rhyme? Is there a rhythm? For example, a sonnet has 14 lines with a specific rhyme scheme. The structure isn't random. It's a part of how the poet conveys meaning. A chaotic, free-form poem might reflect the unpredictability of the topic, while a structured sonnet might indicate a more controlled, deliberate expression. Finally, think about why the poet wrote this poem. What message were they trying to share with the world? Was it a personal experience, a comment on society, or maybe even just a beautiful moment captured in words? Every poet writes with intent, and part of the fun of analyzing poetry is discovering what that intent might be. Remember, there's no single right answer. Your interpretation is valid. So now you know the basics of poetry analysis. Read aloud, find a theme, look for poetic devices, understand the tone and mood, appreciate the structure, and try to guess the poet's intent. Practice makes perfect, so grab a poem, use these steps, and have fun exploring. Poetry is all about what you bring to it, so keep an open mind and let your creativity flow. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of poetry. The next time you read a poem, remember that each word, each pause, and each line has something to say. Happy analyzing, and keep enjoying the beauty of words.